All right, happy Monday. Hope you guys are doing awesome, having a good rainy start to your week. If it's raining where you all are, it's been raining here for 3 days. I think it's day 3 now, but that's okay, right? Okay, I'm really proud of you guys for showing up. For these weekly Zooms, you're doing a fantastic job of that. And I'm super duper proud of you. In the chat box, while you're on here, I just want you to write a goal that you have, because I want you to shout them out, make them known, share them with one another. It's always really helpful to do that. It keeps us accountable, and it helps us being able to just reach out to one another and encourage each other with their goals. So if you have a goal, which I know you do, put them in the chat box and say what they are. Can you guys all hear me okay? Am I breaking up at all? No, I'm good. Okay, good. Awesome, I love it. Helping 6 friends and developing 2 silvers. That's awesome. I love how you're claiming what you are going to do. Allison, not just. So I love that you're doing that. You're recruiting your 3 this month, not just, because recruiting 3 is a big deal. That's minimizing your goals. I want you to cut the word just out of there. 1 more new level 1, help 1 go silver. Fantastic. Stay consistent with a 90-day sprint, says Melissa. Close 3 in my downline. You guys are awesome. These are fantastic. Shout those out. Be confident in them. Be bold in them. You've got this, and I'm super proud of you. When we have goals, you guys, we have choices, right? And I do this because I want to be present with my kids, because I want to be in the moments with them, because of the time freedom that it offers. I love that. I love that there's an opportunity and a way paved for me that after Analia went to school, my littlest one, I always thought I would have to go back to work. And I didn't know quite how that was going to work for me, because as a school teacher, it's not just 40 hours, it's 40 hours of teaching. And then you have lesson planning and grading papers and bulletin boards and staff meetings. And none of that is included in the 40-hour workday, right? I didn't know how I was going to do that and be present with my kids. And my kids are one of my biggest values. And so I'm so thankful that this allows that for me, because even obviously we talked about that plexus and this opportunity is not all rainbows and sunbeams, right? However, it's not perfect, but my worst day in this opportunity is still far better than a 60-hour work week and stressing because I don't get to see my babies. And so that's what I remember. In the 90% of the mundane, like we do the mundane at home, right, guys? It's like, okay, another little laundry. All right, I get to fold it and put it away. All right, I get to go to the grocery store again for all the food that's going to be gone in a week, right? Like, it's the mundane 90% of the time. But the blessings that come through that mundane, those are the things that keep us focused and remembering what we're doing. So we get to do this for the reasons that we have and the reasons that we want to do it. It's a choice, and we get to be present in those moments, even when it's not glamorous, right? I can tell you this week, Brandy and I are going to Kona. We're going to go to Hawaii. I did not start this to be able to go to Hawaii. That was not my goal or my vision, but I can tell you, is it fun? Absolutely. Is it like the coolest blessing ever that you have to pinch yourself sometimes and be like, seriously? Yeah, for sure. But is it why I started this? No. I started this as a second stream of income to alleviate some stress off my husband's shoulders, because we did not have great insurance, right? And so it was going to alleviate some of our medical bills that we had coming in. So I became open to it. in that aspect. And it has just unfolded so many things, but it has meant showing up in the mundane, even when it's boring, even when I get ghosted, even when I'm thinking the thought that I've talked to every single person on the planet, even when I think my warm market is dried up, because I assure you 6 years in, you have those thoughts sometimes, right? But my warm market is never fully dry. It only is if you let it be, than if you tell yourself that it is, because we're always having relationships, bringing in people. So, and then helping those people duplicate the process. We have to show up for the mundane, you guys, to get to the magic. I think about, like, I went to the gym today, and in going to the gym, it's definitely not glamorous. It's certainly not fun. I mean, maybe you guys like going to the gym, but it's not glamorous or super fun in my opinion. But if you show up for that mundane gym all the time, I mean, it's going to pay off, right? It's going to pay off dividends in your health, interior, exterior, what you can see. You just have to show up. You can't expect that you're going to go to the gym for a week and get a 6-pack abs, right? No, like, we live in an instant gratification society. And I say that all the time, but it's so true. We have got to get comfortable with the mundane. So I want you guys to look at what we have this month. I want you guys to earn that watch. Like, we have the watch thing going on right now, but I don't want you to earn it because it's another prize and another hoop to jump through, and you're going to check your boxes off and move on, right? I want you to earn it because of what it represents. I want you to earn it because when you look at your wrist, you can say, I earned this because of the lives that I've made a difference in, because of the ripple effect I've made, because of the people that are getting healthy, because I've been brave to share, and because I have shared my opportunity with them to be able to see the same thing for them. That's why I want you to have it as a reminder every single time that you look at your wrist. And I want you to think of, maybe you're doing it for different reasons, right? Everybody has their different whys, but whatever that why is, whatever that driving, compelling force is for you of why you're doing it, I want you to think of that and what it means to you. And that's what I want you to use to work towards it. Okay. So if you look at the picture, just a reminder of our month to kind of like recap what we have going and the specials that we have. I want you to have a super crystal clear understanding of what it looks like for this month. So there's 2 ways to earn the watch. Okay. You can get 6 new VIPs, right? I know Melanie is blowing it up this month. I keep seeing her name all over my back office. You are doing fantastic, my dear. Oh my goodness. So yes, so she's gonna get that watch. Are you there yet, Melanie? You're close. You've got to be close.
2 more. Yeah, 2 more.
Oh, I can't hear her. Can you guys hear her? Andrea, can you hear her? Thumbs up, thumbs down. You can? Why can't I hear her? Can you guys hear me?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I'll just keep talking and listen back later. But keep talking. I'll watch your lips.
2.
You have 2 more.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So proud of you. That's fantastic. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you guys, my volume's probably down. Hold on. Seriously. Clearly, that's what it was. Oh my gosh. Okay, now I can hear you. Oh, goodness. Okay. So 6 new VIPs. The other way that you can do is 3 VIPs and then help one of your people go silver, which means 3 people, right? Sponsor 3 people. So help 6 people in your warm market it's only, your warm market is only dry if you tell yourself that it is, right? Or if you're believing that it is. It's not. There's a lot of people that come to mind. It's just whether or not you're wanting or feeling comfortable with messaging them and talking to them or not, right? So reaching out, and I want you to think about this too, offering them things, like not just Plexus, guys. This is not about a quick sale, this is about like, let me tell you about like how to make your weeknight easier. Like I just found this dinner hack, and because of it, I can provide a healthy meal for my family that is not going to take me 3 hours after a busy night, right? Or tell them like, you guys, I hear you, I see you. You don't want to spend an hour and a half in the gym, but let me show you a 10-minute workout that's going to help you build some muscle and help you feel a lot better. Like add value in their lives because they're following you and listening to you because they adore you and your uniqueness. Whether you're offering them like budget savvy tips or you're offering them encouragement and warmth for their day to get through the day and reframe their mindset, or you're like super awesome organizer person, that's definitely not my forte. But if that's you and you're offering that, I would be watching in a hot second because I need that in my life, right? When people see that you care and that you are loving on them and adding value, it is a lot easier when they know that they're already seen and then they're talking about their migraine online and you can be like, listen, I get it. And I don't want that for you anymore. Right. And then it doesn't feel uncomfortable because you know that they know that you love them. Right. So be posting, adding value in your conversations, adding value in your stories. If you do stories, adding value in your posts in the ways that you do best with your gifts and with your talents. And then reach out in the best way that you can with who you are. Right. So, okay, now I'm losing my train of thought. Okay, so helping 6 people, or, okay, so another thing that you could do, you could actually get 2 watches. There's somebody on this call right now that I know has that on her radar. You could do it in 2 ways. You call people, right? Or you could sponsor 6 people and develop 2 people into duplicating, so that, and not doing it like about you, but like doing it so that you help them see the vision of the money that they're going to make, the lives that they're going to make, the ripple it's going to make, the impact it's going to have for their family, the watch they can earn. Maybe they don't need the watch. Maybe they don't like Apple products. Who cares, right? They can give it as a gift. They can sell it on eBay. They can do whatever they want, right? Cast that vision and show them, okay? And so this means nothing if we are not helping other people do the same thing that we're doing and helping them duplicate. Because the reality is, you guys, people are struggling physically, but they are struggling with their finances right now with all of the inflation, and there is not a quick fix for that. There's just not, right? So none of you are here by mistake. Every single one of you, I believe this wholeheartedly, is purposed and is here for purpose and reason. And so when I think about this, I think, how dare we not share what we have with somebody else just because we are afraid of what they think about us, right? Think about that for a second. We are oftentimes willing to withhold our values or something that is best for another person because we let our thoughts and concerns of what they think about us stand in the way, right? And that's not fair to them, right? So, and maybe they're not ready to hear it yet. Not everybody is. It's timing too, and that's okay. I sent out like 30 messages late last week, okay? You know how many responses I got? Maybe 4, right? Maybe 4. Does it stink to think about like the 26 people that didn't even answer me? Yes. Does that like make me sad if I like sit in that space and park there? Yeah, totally, of course, right? That they just totally ignore me? Yes. But what I focus on is the responses that I did get and the places and the nuggets that are being planted and what I'm growing from it. And that we're not alone in this. I'm not the only one being ghosted by 26 people. All the diamonds have this happen too. It is nothing particular to any one person. We are all in the same boat if you are in this industry. And it doesn't say anything about you, right? It just says where people are at. And that's okay, right? So I had one person tell me that I had reached out to about the business. And she had said to me, well, I tried, network marketing before. It didn't work for me. Here's all the reasons why. She had an objection, a big objection, right? And I had a choice in that. I could have just caved and been like, oh, well, I brought it up to her, but she didn't want to do it. She said she's tried it before. But no, you know what I do with that objection? I empower her, I edify her, I build her up. I tell her what I see in her, why she'd be successful, and how it's going to be different from her because this company and this opportunity is set apart. And I show her that. And if I show her that and I believe for her, she can see it and she can do it. And not just one time. It's got to be a process all the time, edifying, building them up just like our kids, right? So do the work, go get that watch, you guys, but do the work behind it that's going to get you there. Remembering why you're doing it. This is your chance, you guys, for duplication. Duplication, I will say it over and over again because I was not great at leading with this aspect when I started. It took me a really long time to figure this out. Duplication is what is going to get you up into the higher levels because it is exhausting it's not exhausting sharing lives and sponsoring people, right? But you can't sponsor like 50 people every month, right? So teaching and using duplication, continuing on that, building on that, but then helping people with all the tools that you have, that is where they're at. So, okay, those are the two ways to get that watch. Okay, so we have right here, if you can see this, it's kind of small, but you guys, okay, the $1 join special right now, there's a $1 join special to remind you, okay? The Reset Welcome Pack, as far as I know, well, actually, yeah, because I just did, I did sponsor somebody today, and the Apple Cranberry Active is still available. So you guys share that. It is not every month that you can start with a VIP account for $1. Get a free bag of Apple Cranberry Fall Festive Active, right? Plus 10% off with Sam 2020. Guys, if you have not been adding and you are not sharing how much this saves them, you have got to be doing it right now. Right? This is a big deal. This is the time. Okay? And I'm going to do a little math for you, not because I'm awesome at math, but because Brianne showed me the math behind this because she's the math teacher. Okay, so Reset alone, wrap your mind around this for a hot second. Reset alone is $129 by itself. Okay, 3 products like your pink drink, your BioCleanse, your probiotic, or whatever 3 products you want to do. Pink drink, VitaBiome Ease, whatever, okay, is $140. Okay, together that's $269. But right now, with all the discounts, the 10% off, the active, the $1 enrollment, All of that right now, it's $154. So if you guys are not adding and showing people what they are getting out of this and using this as leverage for the business, I could personally come through my computer screen and shake you guys. Because this is like a gift for you to grow, right? Use it. So here's some verbiage for you, and I'll type it up too. Okay, so some verbiage. Great. We can start you with just the reset. This is like if somebody just wants the reset, because I see a lot of you guys saying, oh, well, she's just going to start with the reset. But we don't want people to start with just the reset. Not because we want them to spend more money, but we want them to have a better outcome, right? And it's way better to do it this way. So here's the verbiage. Great. We can start you with just the reset, but I also have to tell you this because I want you to have 30 days after the reset to really focus on your goals. And right now, you can get a bag of Slim plus 3 other products for only an additional $25. So share that with them, you guys. They can do the reset alone for $129, or they can do it with a follow-up pack of 3 products for $154. It's like a no-brainer when you know how much the triplex welcome pack is by itself, right? For them to do it together. It's $29, $25 more. And they get a follow-up system to follow their reset to enhance and increase their success, right? Okay, so share that. Do not let them go with just the reset. It's not a wise business practice, and it is not wise for their wellness goals. You want them to experience success that is long-term, not just a quick fix, right? So share that. It's $25 more and 3 more products, and the Slim alone, you guys, is normally $75. Okay, so I want you to think for a hot second about, we're gonna flip screens here for a second. Who wants you to think about, okay, some questions here. I don't know if you can see this, it's kind of small. I want you to think about who comes to your mind when you think about people that you want to do this with you. I paused myself when I had somebody just ask me this week, and I wrote it down on paper. Because it's easy to hear that question and breeze past it and be like, well, I'll think about that, and let's just not come back to it. But I don't want you to avoid this question. I want you to lean into it like right now, not later, not after the Zoom, not in the morning, not at bedtime, like right now, right? Okay, so who comes to mind when you think about who you want to do this with you? Okay, when you think about going to Hawaii, who do you want to lock arms with? They don't need to have the full skill set. None of us did. If you watch Brianne's video about when she first went live, goodness, right? She did not even ever go on Facebook. I could not map my way through a strategic conversation to save my soul when I first started this. We all grow based on our strengths into our less strong areas. Whoever you have in mind does not have to be a perfect specimen, right? They can learn. Everybody can learn and grow. But I want you to think about it, and I don't want you to put this off. Okay, so in the notes section of your phone or on a piece of paper, I want you to think of 5 names of who you see doing this with you. Maybe it's something like, what do you really love about them? Maybe it's like they are just the kindest person on the planet, and you know that they inspire people and help people. Maybe it's like, oh my gosh, they're so awesome at like leading and guiding people. Or maybe you just really enjoy their company. Whatever it is, whatever the traits they have that you enjoy and you would love to lock arms with them. I want you to think about those people. I don't want you to have any prejudgment. None of this, oh, well, this person, but none of that, no buts, right? So the first, and I know already names probably popped into your mind already. Those first 5 names, I call those God winks. The first 5 names that pop into your mind, I want you to take like a hot 30 seconds and write their names down right now. Ready, set, go. Okay. So now you guys are probably like, oh my gosh, and now she's going to make me reach out to them. And you know what? Heck yes, I am. So this is what I want to tell you. The same things that you're going to do tonight in this, if you will learn to be disciplined within it on a consistent basis, and you are willing to allow yourself to feel forward and grow and learn from it in a non-condemning way and feel forward, they will get you to your next level. Okay, I'll say that again. The same things that you're going to do right now tonight, if you're willing to if you're willing to learn to be disciplined and do it consistently without condemning yourself, and you will allow yourself to make mistakes, because that's how we learn. Actually, I'm going to tell you a little story. So that's the side bunny trail thought, but this is actually important. Actually, the pastor of our church just was sharing this story yesterday, so it actually really applies. I call that a God wink. Okay, so yesterday, the pastor of our church was saying he's got like a zillion kids, right? And so he was talking about how you learn to ride a bike and you teach your little kids to learn how to ride bikes. And they're living and they get on that bike and you're like, yeah, buddy, you're going to do it. You're going to do awesome. I know you are. They get on the bike, you hold their seat, you let them go. And eventually what happens to every single kid at some point? They crash, right? It's inevitable. They don't think that we don't love them just because we allowed them to make a mistake. They didn't think that they would be doing like wheelies and stunts and riding all around the block the first time. No, they had to fall, because then they learned balance and they learned how to get up and they learned to keep going. We are okay with making mistakes when we're little, but somehow when we're older, we think that if we make a mistake, we have failed and that our world is over and that we suck. And it's not true. You can make mistakes in this, and it doesn't mean you failed. And it doesn't mean that you destroyed anything and that you can't fix it if something got screwed up. If you are willing to be consistent with what I'm going to have you do, you are willing to allow yourself to learn and make mistakes and learn from them and grow from them instead of condemning yourself, you will get to that next rank very quickly. Okay? And a diamond if you keep going doing it. So this is the verbiage I want you to start with. You don't have to do every single one of the people, but you're going to start with, and this isn't like scripted, right? And you can jot some notes down while I'm talking if you want to. But the general verbiage is, hi, so-and-so, like, you came to mind because blank. Now, whatever those thoughts are that came to mind, what do you love about them? I know it feels silly and embarrassing, but we have got to get comfortable with complimenting people and encouraging people and edifying people. It can feel embarrassing for whatever reason, but how good does it feel to edify somebody, to know that you made their day? And guys, we have not ourselves been edified. I mean, when we walked across that stage in high school graduation and we were congratulated, it felt really good. As adults, we don't do that enough. So you're going to start with you came to mind because, and you're going to list those things that you love about them. Okay. Why you wrote their name down. Tell them why. Tell them. Okay. People want to be edified and celebrated. Okay. And I can tell you when I was a teacher, I didn't get an Apple Watch on my desk in the morning when I just for doing things for kids. I maybe got a Tootsie Roll, but I didn't get an Apple Watch. You can do this, right? So you can also say, after you're done edifying them and telling them all the things that you love about them, which is why they came to mind. Tonight I was on a Zoom and I know that it's a little bit late. Okay, guys, you're not going to let late be your excuse for not messaging people. You're going to have excuses because your brain's going to want to protect you. Oh, I'll do it later. I don't want to do it now. Nobody needs to see me. They might think I'm messaging, but really I don't need to. Don't do that to yourself, you guys. Do the things that work. Okay. When I think about people I really want to do this with, you have come to mind. I know that you've never expressed interest in sharing plexus. I get that. I know you're not even on the products yet, or maybe they are. Maybe they're one of your level ones that you really want to go to Hawaii with, right? But I know that you have what it takes because insert, you have an incredible heart and you love people so well. And you're a super active mom who I want to see in the moments, being in the moments. Would you ever be open to taking a peek at what I do? And that is it. Okay. So I'll say it again. A general, just bullet pointed. Don't write down what I'm saying word from word because it's got to come from your heart. Okay. Okay. Hey, so-and-so, you came to mind tonight because list all the things you love about them. Tell them, build them up, right? Tonight I was on a Zoom call and I know that it's a little late, but when I think about people I really want to do this with, you came to mind. I know that you've never expressed interest in sharing plexus and in what I do. And I know that you're not even on the products yet, or maybe they are, and then you can change that, right? But I know you have what it takes because whatever it is, you have an incredible heart, you love people so well, you're a super active mom, and I want for you to be able to be in the moments. Would you ever be open to taking a look at what I do? And that is it. Edify them. It is not scripted. It's what comes to the heart. And then, okay, so what I want you to do now is, here's the next thing, and you're not going to like me for this. Okay. I want you to voice message it to them because I want them to hear your heart. I want them to hear your tone and what you have to say. It's why sometimes when I message sometimes to you guys, I like video myself and I talk to you in the threads every once in a while. I don't do that because I love having you guys see me in my pajamas with terrible messy hair. But sometimes you have to see my face, whether it's cute or not, right? I care more about what's being conveyed than I do about me, right? So what I want you to do is take 60 seconds. I want you to pick one of the people off of your list of the 5 names that you wrote. And I want you to voice message them in what I just said before. Okay? Do not let excuses come into your mind that it's too late or any other things you can use, like it's too late as a follow-up tomorrow. You can say, hey, I know it was really late last night when I messaged you, but I just wanted to make sure that you were able to hear what I said. It's a great follow-up opportunity for tomorrow, right? And then when they do message back, you can say, I used to always kind of ask people for the top 2 to 3 goals, but I just have to ask you, what's keeping you from your best right now? That's a really good question. What's keeping you from your best? from being at your best. And then just keep that conversation going and flowing, and cast that vision for them, help them to see bigger. Okay. Okay. I'm going to give you 1 minute to do a voice message. Do it. Do it scared. Do it brave. Trust it. Go. No cheating. Do it. Don't forget to voice message. Don't type. Remember this too, you guys, and I know you guys are voice messaging right now. You cannot say the wrong thing to the right person. So do it scared. It's like a muscle. Good job, Allison. I'm proud of you. I just saw what you wrote in the thread. Okay. Now, I want you to do the same thing with the other 4 people that you wrote, but not right now. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to try to keep this quicker because I know it's getting late. But I want to talk to you a little bit about the 1-1-1 method of building. Okay. And if you have ever felt like burnout, this or anything like that within this business, this is going to be completely eye-opening for you. Okay. So first thing that you have to do, it is so important to not avoid creating goals. And when I was in the beginning of doing my business, I avoided goals all the time because I didn't ever not want to hit them and feel like I was failing. But it is important. If we don't know where we're going, we don't know what we're going to do to get there, right? And just the whole thing about being comfortable and reframing things, right? It doesn't mean you failed. It means you grow and you learn, right? So I want you to look at, first mapping last month's points first. So last month's points, let's pretend you were at 60 points last month. You ended your month at 60 points, pretend, okay? Let's pretend that your goal for September is to get to gold. You want to get to 100 points. So then what you do next is you find the difference. 100, the difference between 160 is 40 points, right? And we know that what our level 1s are always 6 points, and levels 2 and 3 are 5, a level 4 is 4, and so forth and so forth and so on. But typically we use 5 to divide as an average. And then we always overshoot a little bit because there's always some attrition, right? That like comes from it. So do the math. So if you take 40 and you divide that number by 5, you know you have 8 orders to get this month, right? And always overshoot it. So I would, if it was me, I'd be like, okay, 10 orders, right? Now, it might not always be a rank goal. Like, let's say you ended last month at 100 points, but you're not totally like, you know, maybe your big scary goal would be 250, but you're not quite there right now. So that's like your big goal, but like your monthly like non-negotiable goal, maybe that's 200 or 180 or something like that. Then find the difference in there and make your point goal. It's not always going to be an exact rank, right? Especially when you get further on, when the numbers are so spread out. So, and you have to remember there are ebbs and flows in this business. Okay. It's like going up and down and up and down just a little tiny bit as you're growing and learning. But, and sometimes it's real to feel like, oh my gosh, 8 orders, 10 orders, where are they going to come from? Everybody feels that way. It's not, you know, just 1 or 2 people. What's really important for you to remember is you're not doing this by yourself. So what I want you to think about as you're doing this is one person, okay? So 1, 1, 1. You're not doing this by yourself. You're not going to focus on every single person on your team and developing them and duplicating them. But however, you are going to focus on what is one person right now, or maybe it's 2 or 3 people. If you want to really move rapidly, you might want to focus on like 2 or 3 at a time, right? But keep it simple. And here's the step 1, and there's a board on this, and I will share it. But this is step 1. Ask for the shout out from anybody they have gotten to try the products. So ask for that shout out, make it simple, draft it for them. Okay. So draft it for them. And I know Brandy went through this with you guys a little bit last week. Ask them what their top 2 or 3 things that they loved about the products is. What have you really loved about them? Type it up for them. Take the guesswork out. Type it up using our verbiage that's in boards or in the back office, or not the back office, boards, or like in our Wellness Warriors page. Type it for them. You can ask them for a picture they love, and you're going to want to kind of monitor what picture they pick. Otherwise, they might pick like a picture of their cat with their pink drink, and you want them to have like a picture that's like shows their best of them, right? In their face. And or you can go on their profile and find a picture that you love of them and be like, hey, let's stick this picture with this verbiage. What do you think? Right? And then have them do it and tag them. And there's some examples in that right there of the examples of their verbiage. Okay, so that's step 1. So 1, 1, 1. Now, with every person, step 2, go through every message with anyone who has ever asked him or her about Plexus and the 3-way chats they started. These are the messages to use to do that. And I'm going to put all of this in our thread as well. Okay. So every person that likes or comments on that post, it is important. I mean, because I see people do this all the time. Like they'll have the person put a post up, but we're having them post for a reason, right? And so we need to frame it from the front end of things like, hey, this is so exciting that you're doing this. This is why we're doing this. We're showing what can happen for them, with them. And this is what we're going to do within that. Okay. But keep it simple. Every person that likes and comments, hey, I saw so-and-so. They liked your picture. Send them this and then show them what to send them, right? Take the guesswork out for them. I'm so excited, stick them in a 3-way, and then you're going to show them in the 3-way that it's not scary to do a 3-way. And you're modeling it right from the get-go, right? Hey, thank you so much for your encouragement on my post. I am so thankful for that. It really encouraged me. This is changed my life and changed so many people's lives that I know. I want you to meet my friend so and so. She's been doing this for such a long time, and I want her to be able to share her story with you too. So together we can encourage you. Make it natural, right? Okay. And then it's going to be a ripple and duplicate. So then you can say, remember how I taught you how to do that first post? Now we're going to do that with this person. So then it bumps down, down, down. Okay. And then just pick 1 to 3 people. Maybe they're on your team already and you want to do that with them. Maybe they're not on your team and they're a new person and you're going to do it. Like I just signed that gal up today. I am already, she's thinking right now, dreaming about people. So I had said to her, I want you to just think about some people in your life that this could help. And I'll touch base with you tonight or tomorrow morning and find out who those people are. And then you put it back in your court so that you reach back out to them, right? So then go through each message with them. If you're locking arms, be intent. Don't leave them off on their own to figure this out and do it for themselves. Keep on coming back to them and guiding them and trust yourself to do it. You can do it, you guys. You know how to do this. And we have boards and we have the team page and you have your sponsors to guide you. You just have to practice flexing those muscles, right? And do those 3 ways because it really does take the guesswork out. Then you get to encourage and your sponsor can educate and it teaches them. And so one post for one person and duplicate that process. And just edify that person and show them the ropes and break it down for them. Okay. And then step 3, help them write a post on Facebook. Okay. And then step 4 is right here. The power of 1. Teach him or her the power of 1. This means do 1 thing each day, 1 post, 1 message, new reach out or follow up, send 1 message to someone on your team and try to get them to do 1 thing too. They might just be ordering the products and not be business builders yet, or ask them to give you a shout out. Go back to step 1. Or if they have people under them, get them to get 1 of their product lovers to give a shout out. Okay, so the key is getting people excited, casting that vision for them. And if you are stuck in your head and being insecure and not having belief in yourself and shaming yourself, and you know God doesn't do that about you, you guys. So doing that about yourself is not kind, right? And if you're too busy, stuck in your head, shaming yourself, and stuck in confidence levels instead of edifying yourself and building yourself up, it's hard to build other people up because they will hear like desperation and insecurity and, oh my gosh, I stink. Like they're going to hear that in your tone. So it's really important to reframe your thoughts. I have this here because God made me this way. I have this strength. I have this strength. I have this strength. I am capable of empowering people. I've used such and such talent my entire life, and I can do it for this person who really needs this. You have to pep talk yourself a lot, right? Yeah. And we can pep talk each other too. But okay, so power of 1, help them duplicate it, help them earn that watch, right? Because not only you can earn the watch, but then they can too. And if you vision cast it for them and keep believing in them, not in a one-time message, because it's not like one time, oh, you don't want to do it. Oh, okay, done. Like, no, we have to show them why. Like I think about, and I'm almost done, I swear. But I think about Noah, my second born, like my first little boy. He hated reading. He had no desire to read when he was in kindergarten. He came home from school and he said, Mom, I'm too busy. I'm too busy to read. That's what he said to me. I had to convey vision as to why he should want to learn to read. Like, look at this book. Look what happens when you learn to read, buddy. When you learn to read, you know where you're going when you're driving. When you learn to read, you can cook things. When you learn to read, you can figure out how to make your Lego design. When he saw that vision, he then wanted to read. So I could have stepped him and like, want this book? No? Okay. Like, you have to keep on casting the vision, and they're relying on you to do that, whether they know it or not, right? Until you find what clicks for them. And you can do it because you were placed here for a reason, right? So get them excited. Know what your short-term goal is for right now. Know what your long-term goal is. Have that forefront and center, and use it to get that watch into vision cast for other people. Not because of getting the watch, because of what it represents for you. Okay? Any questions? Anybody have any questions? I'm going to stop recording, and then you guys can ask questions if you want to.